you, Angie? It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. I hope you're feeling better. Back problems are horrible. I think that you said that your back had been bothering you. I'm just finding myself here so I can kind of watch on two places. Da, 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 da. Hi, Becky. Boy, that was quite the haul of patterns that you had this morning. That was very impressive, that's for sure. Incredible. Oh, that's good. That's good. Hi, Safia. It's good to see you. Yeah, I've been finally, I've been talking about this. Hi, Cindy. Oh, okay, that's nice. I never use that. I should. I mean, we've got a Wendy's up the road, and then, yeah, that's true. They go to anywhere. For moms, oh, we are exhausted and have. Oh man, I'm so sorry. You got to go over there and put your smiley face on, right, and say, "Yay, hi, how are you?" Yeah, that's got to be tough. Yeah. Hi, Barbara. Welcome. Happy Sunday to you too. Yeah, I've been talking about this Roaring 20s. You can go later. That's good. Roaring 20s journal for forever. And my problem was I couldn't find the right book. Hi, Belinda. Welcome. And I've had this book for, oh man, probably several years. It's a book that I bought at Goodwill, paid about $1 for it. And so I hem and hawed and hemmed and whatever that's, and I wanted something a little bit bigger than your regular 5x7 type of thing, but not too big. I was looking at a file folder type thing, and I thought, gee, that would be, hi, Marguerite, that would be too intimidating, be too big. So I settled on this book, and it's like a history book. It's about the, civil rights movement, but I'm covering up everything, and so that's what I'm going to work on today. Is I've already gone through and torn out pages and glued pages together, and I made some mistakes. I know. How do you make a mistake doing that? Well, I did, and I'll show you how I screwed up when we get to that. You figure, how do you screw up doing that? Well, I did, but anyway. So I picked out the fan. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. But it's up and it's Bernadette safe. So Bernie can go out. I hope. Yeah, that's got to be tough. Yeah. I did some carpentry myself yesterday. And I get so frustrated because I forget that I'm not that, strong, agile person that I was once upon a time. Oh, that's good. And the kitties under the doghouse, I'm afraid to ask. Is she even aware that they are there? I know she's blind, but she's got her sniffer. Curious how that's going to work out. Well, Angie, she's still here. However, the weather has changed so that it's too hot to have the windows open. So I'm all closed up with the AC on. But thanks for asking. But she's still here. So I have a feeling that she maybe has moved in. I mean, it's been a while. Oh, they're fine. She's oblivious. Oh, poor thing. I hope Mama doesn't come out and attack her, protecting her babies. That would be awful for poor Mama. So we're getting down there with the running out of things I keep on saying that every week, and every week I find some things that I haven't read, ones that I've not read because they didn't really thrill me, and I'm looking for the right opportune, and obviously, well, that's not one I wanted to read. I don't even think I'm going to read that one. Hi, Andrea. Valentine's Christmas tree. And I can't wait for Valentine's Day. So we got to move on. So I'm going to write red. And that's all. I don't need to write the date. So, oh, it's 84 there today. That's nice for you guys. That's about what it's here. I would say it's probably 81, maybe 82. But the wind is always blowing in the wrong direction. It always seems to be blowing west to east, not north to south. And my house is north to south, and so the breeze doesn't get in the house, even if I have the windows open. It's kind of weird. So here we go. Valentine Christmas tree. Who knows, right? A little background. I often spend the winter in the mountains of far southeastern Utah, San Juan County, Four Corners region. Not many people live around here, mostly Navajo Indians and Mormon farmers. The national forest is large and nearby. So it's still possible to keep the old tradition of taking the family out to cut down a tree in the woods just before Christmas. But times have changed here too. The pockets of available fir and pine trees have diminished in size and number. The trees grow slowly, not as fast as the population grows. But another thing that's grown is the population's awareness of how people affect the environment, even in this remote location. The number of trees available for seasonal cutting has been noticeably reduced. The tension between nostalgia for the past and fear for the future exists even here. Many are shifting to having live or artificial trees. We understand why this is necessary, but we don't like it. It's depressing. Somehow it's just as in Christmas without a real tree in the house. Yeah, I can relate to that. In late December, I drove a long way out into the back country to hike for an afternoon in the winter sunshine. The area is high desert, sagebrush and scrub, but with little sandstone formations and sheltered side canyons that still contain pine trees. There's evergreens. These evergreens are old growth remnants of the great forest, which dominated this landscape in wetter eras. Hiking up a stream bed, I had what I thought was an hallucination. A fully decorated Christmas tree stood just ahead. It was for real. A pine tree, about 12 feet high, gnarled and bent as it fought its way against out of the rocks that had cradled its existence for perhaps 200 years. Strings of popcorn and cranberries looped around its branches. Dried fruit and cookies and nuts hung from the branches like ornaments. And at the very top perched a silver star with a tiny angel in the center. It was the most beautiful Christmas tree I've ever seen. Who did this? Two sets of tracks told me something, one large, one small, an adult and a child. These somebodies had come all the way out here, carried all the stuff, and carefully decorated the tree with things that birds and small animals might eat. More than that, they had the imagination to think of doing this in the first place. They must have had a wonderful time thinking through the logistics and then actually decorating the tree. And now they have a wonderful memory of one of the best Christmas trees ever. What's more, the tree lives on. Later, now early February, I went back to the same I went in the same direction looking for sunshine and solitude. I thought I'd check on the tree, but I had a hard time finding it because the same somebodies had come back and undecorated the tree. The fresh tracks in the muddy ground around the tree seemed to match those I had seen in the snow in December. All evidence of the decorating had been removed, and the star angel was gone. How did they get in? How did they get up there? And how did they get it down? A ladder? No. A child standing on the parents' shoulders would do it. I'm inspired. My tree quandary is solved. I've picked my pine, and in listed two small co-conspirators. From now on, come December 21st, we'll decorate and go back to undecorate on February 14th. Imagine how the woods would look each December if more of us made a pilgrimage in the dead of winter to see the evergreen trees and decorate them with care, and then went back to restore the woods to their natural beauty. What would our children think? As I said, this is a Valentine's story. It's about loving something, not just oneself or one's family or one's neighbor. It's about loving life, about loving this world, and seeing this world as our living room. Can you imagine how cool that would be to just be going on a hike and there's this fully decorated tree? That is absolutely awesome. It would be interesting to see whether, this book was written 20 some odd years ago. It would be interesting to see if they ever actually did that. Hi, Pam. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, that's a kind of interesting story. Yeah. And this is a Goodwill find too. All right. Enough said. All right. So I thought that was a sweet story. I have been gathering all sorts of, I had that ephemera kit that I had bought from Edinburgh, Scotland, several years ago, and it was like the Roaring 20s, and that had a lot of replica ephemera stuff in it. And I've been gathering, and Graphics Fairy had some Art Nouveau stuff, and there's another digital place. And I went on the National Archives, in the government, and the Library of Congress looking for images. It's tons of places to find stuff. So I've been printing out stuff, and whoops, oh boy. And I bought a used book on the 1920s, which I have basically gutted. A couple of weeks ago, I bought at Maddie's Spectrum Art Creations. She has a sale every Saturday. And a couple of weeks ago, I bought this unbelievable Timmy ephemera kit, and it was only $7, and it has 44 pieces. And what it is replica wallpaper with flowers and stuff. And I just took it out about a half an hour before I was going to stream, and it kind of does cover the text. Let me move this over on the page, and it'll fit beautifully. And then it's got big flowers, which I can put here, and that will be a tuck spot. And this paper it even has like texture to it. It even feels like wallpaper. So that's going to cover one of the pages. And I just started looking at that. So I tore a lot of pages out. So I've got the back pages done. This is going to be the back page. Yeah, we're going to have, well, that's already, that's not the light, that's faded out. And I've got some Art Nouveau, deco art kind of stuff, which was during this period of time. And here's a how to do the Charleston. That came out of the ephemera kit, so then I took a scan of it, and then I printed it out bigger. So I've got some pages done. So this is the book. And I've gutted it. I mean, quite a bit of pages. And I think she's going to go. This was a piece of fabric that I had bought from Rosemary Morris. And I scanned it and then, or took a picture of it. I don't know. Anyway, I printed it out. Fussy cutted it out, and I think that's going to really look pretty there. And then I'm going to cut this down, so that's going to go there. And instead of talking about it going there, I'm going to put it there. That makes sense, because that's what this is all about. And again, here's some Art Deco. And let's rip some pages. Rip, a rip, a rip, a rip. And yeah, I did some carpentry work this weekend, and I have a Dyson uh, cordless vacuum, and it hangs on the wall. And I had installed it a long time ago, several years ago, and I didn't bother to find the stud. But what I did was I drilled a hole and then hammered in a molly, and that's like a plastic insert, and then you can screw it in, and it grabs, and it's pretty secure. Well, over the years, and me yanking it every time I go to take it out of the charging station, you're yanking up against it, and over the years it became very, very, very loose. So I said, well, this time I'm going to do it right. And it's in those intervening years I had bought a really good stud finder. Not the kind you can marry, but the kind that finds the nails in the 2x4s. So I went along the wall, and finally it hit a nail, and so that's what I marked that spot, and then I went up and found, so I found the sweet spot, so to speak. And then I got out my cordless drill. And my cordless drill has 2 battery packs, and one battery pack had some juice in it, and the other was completely dead. So I started recharging the dead battery pack, and so I proceeded to drill. I did a pilot hole with a smaller drill bit than the screw. And I hit something. I don't know whether I was on the nail. It went in pretty far. And then I was using drywall screws, which they're really long. And I couldn't get them to go all the way in. And then I ended up, of course, stripping the head. So I got rid of had to take those out. So I went out to the garage. I've got a thing of all bits and pieces of, all types of screws and such. And I chose 2 smaller, like wood screws, not, the real wood screws. And I was able to successfully get this thing into the wall. I mean, it is secure. I'm going to be able to yank on that for a long time, and it's not going to be going anywhere. So I was happy to get that done. And so that was my little carpentry adventure. But boy, it was hard, an extra hand would have been great, trying to hold the thing and the screw and the drill, but I managed. So I'm very pleased with myself for having finally. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Great to see you. And so I was successful in my carpentry ventures, but it was not easy. It was quite the ordeal. I've got a really, one of my shoulders is, I can't even lift that arm, but I got it done. And all this time the charging unit has been laying on the floor. And so now it's no longer on the floor. It's on the wall where it belongs. So almost nap time for you ladies. That's fine. I understand. I mean, I usually fall asleep in front of the TV around 7:30-ish, for about 15 minutes. It's not a really good time to fall asleep. But Lily has been such a bitch. Excuse me, but man, she's waking me up around 3:00 in the morning. And then she finally goes away for a while, and then she's in the room. Okay. Then she's in the room at 7. And she doesn't jump up the bed. She just sits at the bottom of the bed, by my side, where I'm, by the side of the bed. and she just has this croaky kind of meow. Meow, meow. So, I mean, she's got me trained. It's amazing. They train you so well. I just gave up and I said, fine, I'm going to get up and I'm going to feed you. Because she gets tuna fish in the morning. And that's how I get her arthritis medicine in her. So, and then I climb back into bed. And then she leaves me alone. But she's decided that I am not to sleep, or I am not to stay in bed any later than 9 o'clock. Yes, this is true. Yeah. She comes in and she starts making some noise around 9 o'clock. And she's decided, okay, it's time for you to get your fat ass out of bed. And I get up. I'm thinking how stupid that is, right? This cat is totally dominating. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you. I'm just complaining about my cat. And I had a nice chat with my Utah son. They're back from their spring break journey. They went to Texas. So they drove to Texas and they went to all sorts of zoos and aquariums and a Major League Baseball game. And they met up with my sister and had lunch with my sister and their cousin in San Antonio, Texas. And now they're home from their journeys, and they said they had a great time. So I was very happy for them that they had a good time. Porch light on all night. I don't like blinds, so it's... Oh, that's not good. Huh. Can you say something to her? Like, gee, how's your electric bill? Ha ha, hint, hint, hint. Let me see. I don't know whether I can. Let me see if I can kind of... If I do that, though. I don't like that white. This is a really neat piece of... It's a 12 by 12 piece of material. I got another piece too, and there's one I made into a pillow with the help of Becky and Ruth. Those are my sewing, and Deb Farrell. They are my sewing tutors. They tutor me step by step on my sewing machine. I basically bought the sewing machine to sew paper. But I was listening to Becky today when she was talking about one of her patterns that she said it would be a good pattern for a beginner to try. And I was thinking, I don't think so. I don't know. The only problem with this, they don't come out. I told her craft that I would. Oh, wow. I don't like this. You can't see the mask here. Maybe this. This is something that I printed out. Oh, this would work. I got so much stuff here. No, see, that's not good because she's yellow and this is yellow. So I'll have to find the right. Let's see. No. Well, I'll find something because I don't like that. I'm going to find something light to put behind her so you can see her. I had a tutor. Oh, I could do that. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I have a white, yeah, I've got white RT. I mean, I got the white Posca pen and I have a white charcoal. Our neighbors below us. Oh, maybe that is. I never thought about that. Maybe it makes them feel safer. Yeah, I have a neighbor down the road that her garage lights are on all the time, and she doesn't. Yeah, that's a good. I could do that. I'll leave that for now, though. Let's move on to the next. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, this is the other piece of. This was the other piece of fab. This was the other piece of fabric. I'm going to put some masking tape here. Kind of cover that mistake, that mess up. Yes, okay. I do have a white charcoal pencil, and that might be just the right thing. You guys always have the best suggestions. Thank you for that. Let's see, it's going to go here. And we'll go like this. And then I have, I'm going to do the pages, obviously. But I have gathered a lot of ephemera. I got a lot of stuff. When I was working graveyard trying to. Oh, wow. I'm going to take her out. I don't want anything to happen to her little. And this is also another 12 by 12 piece of fabric. And I think I'll do a little, a little thing around the edges there. Get my, I need to, you saw me, maybe some of you were here when I was trying to make the flowers. And I screwed that up, but I got to show you. I made a whole bunch of them, and I made them out of different paper from different books. So there's various different colors, but wait until you see how this turned out. Can you see my bouquet of paper flowers? See? This is a Reader's Digest, and this was a little tricky because you know how fragile that is. And this is, yeah. So I got a bunch of flowers, and this is the vase that my birthday flowers came in, and yeah. So I have a bouquet of paper flowers. Now you should see, oh my God, you should see some of the flowers. There was one lady that made the most beautiful, a yellow Texas rose out of coffee filters. Amazing. This is weird. I'm looking over here. It's like, this is really creepy because now my YouTube channel is showing the hub day where I was making the flowers. Why is it should that's odd. We would just, I tell you, you're right. This thing is haunted. I mean, it knows what we're doing. Becky's so, All right, let's do some brown around that. Yeah, I'm happy with how they turned out, Pam. Yeah. But this woman who made the yellow rose out of coffee filters, it was unbelievable. Oh my God. It was gorgeissimo. And what she did was she just took acrylic paint, regular old, like, the Americana cheapo acrylic paint and put it in a bottle, a spritzer, a little spray bottle, right, with some water, and shook it up, and then just sprayed the coffee filter rose, a beautiful yellow. It came out so pretty. It's amazing. So I'll give this a little inkify it. So I've been printing out stuff, and my laser printer just notified me that I'm low on the yellow toner, and so I'm gonna have to. I think I have one cartridge. I bought a whole set, and then I've been replacing them. All right, you take care. Have a good snooze. This is big enough that I think I'm going to use double-sided tape, since I have a bunch of it. And then I was thinking of, I have a pair of dancers that are doing the Charleston, and I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to trace them onto Yupo paper and then cut them out and make them a mask, and then try to do a jelly print with them as a mask in the middle. Now that I'm all into jelly printing, I've had a couple of successful pulls using magic markers. Well, there's a lot of jelly printers in here. Can you do jelly prints with watercolor? I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually put watercolor down on a jelly plate and then pull a print. I was wondering whether that's even possible, or is it just too, like a little piece of flour here. It's just, anybody? Barbara, do you know whether you can put watercolor down and do a jelly plate pull with watercolor down on the plate? Okay, I will. I will do a search on how-tos. I would imagine, obviously, you'd have to let it dry. Oh, you have seen several people do it? Okay. I would like to, I have that Art Nouveau set of the Gambi watercolors, which are very vibrant. I was thinking if it stays wet enough, it could work. Okay, and I was thinking that it would have to be dry enough so you could put another color on top of it. Okay, that makes sense. I'll do some research and I'll try it, because I thought that might be interesting to try at least. So let's do an X. Marks the spot. All righty. We'll glue this down. I don't know whether I remember once when Colleen actually kind of drew a self-portrait of herself on the jelly plate using magic markers. And it came out really good. And magic markers, when I was doing these with the gigantic magic marker, the Sharpie, the Magnum Sharpie, when I did the pull, it pulled all of the ink off. No, it can't hurt. It's only watercolor. I was just curious. Yeah, it's watercolor, so. You've been using double-sided tape? Yeah, I buy a big pack of it on Amazon. All right, let's see if I can't get her down somewhat straight. Now I'm going to go over here. There we go. Isn't she pretty? Oh my gosh. I love her eyes, don't you? Oh, okay. Dry watercolor, wet, clear, transparent, medium. Oh. Oh, a lot of gluing and matte medium. Oh, okay. With your prints. Okay. I think she's gorgeous. I'm going to put this print over here. This is a copy of a jelly plate print that I did. Do I want to go this way? And this is half of it. The other side of this is blue. I mean, it's blue over here, but I only took a picture of half of it. Hi, Deb. Welcome. Good to see you. I think I'll do that. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's rip off some of this. How's everything out your way? I saw you. I was lurking at Keisha's the other day. I guess Keisha's on now. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah. Stick that like so. Come over here. This is how I measure. You kind of eyeball it, and then that's crooked, so I'll do like that. So when I saw this lady do this thing, I went out and bought a whole bunch of these Magnum, and they're used. Look at the tip on that. But it really, I mean, you use up a lot of the ink when you're doing that, though. But it worked. All right, let's do this. Oh, a rainy afternoon in Eureka. We haven't had sustained rain. We had a really, a heavy rainstorm the other day, and it came ripping through here. And I was afraid my porch was going to leak. I think I mentioned that to the girls in chat and on Thursday, and it did. But it was just blowing that side of the house, and I knew it was going to leak. But it's a tile floor. And there's nothing, nothing can get hurt by it leaking, so I wasn't too concerned. I don't know whether I should tear that off. I don't think so. I don't have that because this goes right down to the text. So I think I'm just going to leave that. I'll try glue on this one. I'm still, oh my God. I guess. Oh, poor fell and busted his nose. And Bella had 8. Oh my gosh. Holy mackerel. Oh gosh. That's painful. Did you go to the emergency room when he broke his nose? I mean, I know a lot of times they can't do anything, but my son had his nose broken. Some kid hauled off and punched him. And I took him to the ER. I don't remember whether he had to have surgery or not. I can't remember. I was this afternoon dropping the lawnmower. Deb was this afternoon. I did. Oh, on a plexiglass. Okay. Just walked. Oh, okay. Well, that's, I was thinking of Olivia. I was on my Amazon account trying to get a refund for the order that never arrived. And up in the corner, underneath where it had my name and orders and, that whatever, that business, underneath that, in little letters, it said Pro Pickleball this afternoon. So Amazon is televising Pro Pickleball, apparently. He was pushed. Oh, he tipped with it. Oh my God. That had to hurt. What I'm sure it put. And boy, oh boy, he's probably going to have two beautiful black and blue eyes. He will have the most gorgeous shiners. I was playing stickball when I was a kid, and literally with stickball with a broomstick and a pinky, where the pinky is those little, pink rubber balls. We used to play stickball in an empty lot, and the kid at bat, he swung at it, and then he threw the stick back, and it hit me right at the top of my nose, so to speak. And boy, oh boy, did I have two black eyes. Gosh, I look like a raccoon. Bubble wrap that man. Uh-oh. Barb's long for the world. She's not going to be here much longer. See, again, this is just, the beginning. There's going to be pockets, and I've been watching, Treasure Book, Natasha, and oh my gosh, the stuff that she does on the sides of pages, lace and all sorts of goody stuff. I'm going to be doing that. And the only problem working in a already bound book is you can't take it out and stitch on it. Are streaming. No shiner yet. Right? Isn't this pretty? I guess I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put here. Oh, I know what I could put here. I know. I love this. Thanks, Deb. Let's do a little piece of Timmy's wallpaper fragments. This stuff is gorgeous, and I told you it feels like wallpaper. Let's see. It's kind of on the dark side, but that's be okay. Oh, that's interesting. I kind of like that. And you know what? The interesting thing is there are no repeats. Everyone is different, which I thought was pretty impressive. There's none of these colors though, but I don't really, that doesn't bother me. I know it should bother me, but it doesn't really bother me that the colors don't really match. So we'll stick that one there. Unless I had some other idea for that. I'm not sure. that's okay. It kind of works. Yeah, I like that. You had a black eye from you fell off a stool. Yep, I've had a few black eyes in my day. All right, let's see. I'm gonna glue this down and then bring this over like so. And let's do this. I'm still very happy with this Darice glue sticks. I guess I bought a dozen of them. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. And the price is much more reasonable than Oohoo. Is it? No, that's not Oohoo. Is it Oohoo or is that the alcohol markers? Oohoo. It is Oohoo. That's the German. The German. Lily's having a dream. It's funny when they have dreams. And they well, that's pretty straight-ish. Let's kind of fold this in together. And then I played, my older son and I are playing video games on Saturdays. Now we're playing Tom Clancy's The Division. We just started that. It's an older game. And it was only $4.50 to download from Amazon. So I'm enjoying that. I keep on getting killed, though. I'm not very good at it. But fortunately, you can be resurrected. But there's a thing that when you're shot and you're down, so we're playing as a team because that's one thing we wanted, a game where we could play together. And if one guy is down, if the other guy can get to that guy in time, he can revive them. So David has revived me several times, but I've revived him too. So it kind of works both ways. Let's see. Did I get that right? I kind of did. Ooh. No, I didn't. Did I put any? No, I didn't. I did put glue here. Gotta put some glue here too. There. Everyone get their taxes done, I hope. I got mine done on the 8th, I think. And I did have to pay a little bit this year. But I expected that. In the past, I've had to pay quarterly. And last year, I had a huge refund, but mostly that refund was the money that I had paid quarterly. So next year I'll have to. Can you hear that? Yeah, you did yours last month. That's good. You hear that? Isn't that interesting? It sounds like. All right. And let's see what we have here. Ta-da! Ta-da! I've forgotten what I've cut out. Now this is, I made these pages. This was I don't know whether this was off Graphic Fairies or it was off the other, was it the Digital Collage Collection? But then I went on to, I was messing around with Canva and I added a little picture over here in the corner. And unfortunately, I have a line there, but I kind of made that paper. And then I made another piece of it if I was going to do a journal. And I figured out, I printed it on both sides. Even though my computer doesn't print on both sides. I mean, I put it in, right? And then when it came out, I turned it over and put it through, and so it printed on the other side. My laser or my other printer, they don't do both sides. But this came out. I kind of like that. And I did that on both sides. I downloaded Canva, but I haven't really messed around with it that much. So I'm just going to do this, official, kind of crease it there. And this really needs to go this way. And I will center that so we get, isn't it the art, the deco art just so beautiful? And it's just so vibrant and geometric. And I've got some really neat, 1920s photographs and stuff, and Life magazine and fun stuff. So I'm gonna, again, I'm gonna do envelopes and ephemera and tags, and this is just the beginning. I'm glad I finally made a decision on what book I was gonna use. That was, I don't know why that was such a hard decision, but I just decided. I was going through, I buy books, and go to the dollar store and buy not dollar anymore, but $1.25 books. And I buy them because of their size. And then, you cut all the paper out and then you got books. And I was watching Natasha from Treasure Books. She was doing the tab binding. I know yours does both sides, and it's still a mystery. Yeah, my Epson Echo Tank doesn't. But there was a guy that did a YouTube video, and he had a really neat way of, especially if you had a lot of, say you had, a whole bunch of like a report or a whole bunch of papers to print out like a report. He said, you can go in and have it print just the even pages, or actually the odd pages first, and then you can flip it around and then have it print the even pages, and then it'll have it numbered 1, 2, 3, and it was pretty neat. Technique that he was showing you how to do on the Epson printer that doesn't print both sides. Yeah, I think my other printer did both sides. And I wasn't really paying attention when I bought this Eco Tank. I always want to say Echo. It's Eco Tank, not Echo. It's not echoing. And it was one of their base models. It was like the cheapest you could get. Oh, thank you, Ampex, for putting that link in. And so it was low on features. And then the Scion the blue. I think Scion is the blue. The Cyan nozzle head somehow got clogged, and I had a hell of a time getting it kind of unclogged. I finally got that unclogged, so now at least it's printing. Oh, you hated it? Yeah. So you know what I mean when I say you put in and then, yeah. Okay. I'm thinking this can make nice like washi tape, put some double-sided tape behind it. So that'll go there. And we'll stick this here, but I want to center that so we want that kind of centered-ish. So I will do some measuring like so with my fingernail. And then over here, I will kind of fold it in a little bit. The official. And that should, that'll be good enough, I think. Cyan, yes. Hi, Barb Owen. How are you this lovely Sunday afternoon? There. Whoops. I'm going to do that. At least you can kind of put the pages like so and make them straight-ish. There. Come on. Wow. It doesn't want to straighten out. Come on. Stay. All right, there you go. I got it. I got it. Okay. All right, that's going to work. And then we'll glue that down. I even got little, from my ephemeras, I even got little Saturday Evening Post magazine covers from the 1920s. Hi, Joyce. Welcome. I am finally working on, I've been talking about my Roaring 20s, 1920s journal. And so I'm just kind of preparing the pages. I'm using a book that I got at Goodwill a couple of years ago. And I've gone through and torn, 3 pages out and then glued 2 together, and then 5 pages out and then glued 2 together. And then when I got towards the end, I realized I had to tear out more pages. So I finally got that done, and now I'm covering it with the pages with, stuff that I've printed out. And then I'm going to go back and add the other stuff. So what I'm doing is background. And I've used digital, I think it's called, I never can remember, Digital Collage Collection people and Graphic Fairies. And then I've gone to Library of Congress and the National Archives, and just tons of places where you can get, hi, Kimberly, free images from. Public domain. It's, there's a lot of work. I mean, you gotta, it takes some time. But after all, what do I have a lot of? Time. Time on my hands. Oh, yes, it is. So I got plenty of time. Being a lady of leisure. And I have to say, people, when I first retired, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I am just, I had no regrets. I did go back and sub for a while. And then COVID hit. And I was not going to sub during COVID because the school stayed open for a while. And I was not going to fight with kids about masks and not masks. And I called the sub coordinator. I said, take me off the sub list. And I've been fine. And I have to tell you, kids act like such assholes when there's a sub. Even the best kids have a tendency. Oh, look, it's a sub. We can act like jerks. And the sub pay is horrible. What? That's it. You had your. Hi, Barbara. Every, welcome. Oh, okay. All right. Angie, you had your nose broke in the 5th grade and you didn't know it until you had your ears checked. Oh, wow. Not even a bloody nose? Well, I don't think the kid that flung the stick at me, I mean, as in bat for stickball, I don't think I broke my nose. I don't remember. I do remember the black eyes. And I remember we were on a field trip and the bus driver made some comment about my black eyes, and the teacher said something about I wasn't behaving and that she had hit me, all in, joking. Oh, I think that's so pretty. Oh, wow. Isn't that pretty? I love that. That's kind of nice. I didn't realize it was, I guess it is nap. Well, it's 6 o'clock. Well, where you are, Barbara, it is nap time. I mean, Clark, because you're 3 hours earlier. So it would be nap time. Okay. And then I bought a Roaring Twenties book. And it was, it wasn't that expensive. Now, I got a lot of, in that ephemera kit, right? I got a lot of these type of things that are little books. And it's kind of neat, that company from Edinburgh, when they do the replicas, they even give you faux, I love it, they give you faux rusted staples. I mean, they add like a fake, they rust the staples to make it look like it's old, even though, so it's fake rust. Let's see. Well, why are we sorry? Sorry. Whoops. Uh-oh. Let's see. I missed what Barbara said. I can't find it. Oh, that's right. It's 11 p.m. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's rough. Oh, man. Yeah. Wow. That's hard. So I have this, there's a lot of these booklets and I'm thinking that I'm going to just kind of stick it like here. And I don't have one of those long stapler things. Oh, I'm sorry, Marguerite. 78 seems very young. So I'm going to stick this, so it's going to be, it'll be, you can open it instead of, taking the pages apart. And this is the daily program for the Olympia Dance Hall in 1927, 1928. So I want to stick that so you can, it'll be a flippy floppy. That's why I have that here. So, and this is the book from the book that I bought. I'll show that to you. I was kind of underwhelmed when I got it, but I can tear some of the pages out. And I might put washi tape down, here. I've got some washi tape out. See, I'm going to put, and I found this in some of the stuff that I got from people that you buy. I think this was actually from Pam, the Paper Outpost. She has her fundables or something. And this is actually from 1924. It's somebody's kind of like a appointment book. 1924, and it has Franklin's birthday. So I didn't know that Benjamin Franklin's birthday was on January 17th. And then we've got things here, dinner, and she's got very little handwriting, tiny handwriting, but it's her weekly thing. And at first I had it wrong. I had the wrong dates, but now I know I have it right. So I'm going to stick that in there. And this is not a replica. This is the real deal. I'm going to stick this here. I'm going to put washi tape there. I put a washi tape reminder here. So I'll stick this down. What book am I using to make the journal out of? Or what book am I using for? The book it's a book on the civil rights movement called Eye on the Prize that I got at Goodwill a couple of years ago with the intentions of, doing something like this. So, and it's kind of it's a different size, you know what I mean? The size of it is 7x8. And I've gutted it. I mean, I've taken tons of pages out of it. I spent the morning counting pages and then gluing pages together. Whoops. Stick this here. I'll show it to you as soon as I finish. I'll show you the I'm just going to put this washi tape here. That's got to go under this. I'm going to lift this up. All right. And we all know washi tape is not really meant to stick anything. They call it tape, but it's not really. tape. Let's stick this here. Yeah, well, yeah, some of the pages have like gold on them. Yeah. Oops. Oh, I almost did that upside down. Oh boy, that would be just par for me, right? I don't know whether K-Berg is still here, but K-Berg got my upside down Christmas card this year. But that was the only one. That was good for me, Kathy. Only making one card with the sentiment on the inside upside down. And I figured you would understand. Stick this here. There. And that'll be a nice page that I want to, yeah. I just saw, the last minute I saw the name. I said, oh, that's upside down. Usually upside down and backwards. I caught it. That's not to say I'm not going to have some issues later on down the road here. Let's see here, like so. Whoops. My fingers are smudgy. Whoops, there's some. Okay. I got to get a thingy to clean my fingers here because I'm leaving marks behind. I'm leaving skid marks. Get out of a Publix baby wipe and start anew. Yeah. Well, I told you the other day that I cut my my painter pants. I made them into like, I don't know, long shorts, but below my knee, whatever they call them. I don't know, capris or. Now that summer's coming. But they're heavy. That's heavy canvas, cotton. I got big pieces of cotton. Oh, my hands are sticky. My boho thing went out in the mail yesterday, so it's on its way to you, Becky. I hope you like it. I did some bead work that I'm not, so I like it. I hope you like it. Okay. I have nothing for that. Okay, I'll stick that there. And this is the other piece of fabric that I got from Rosemary. And I laid that down on my computer and then scanned it and then printed it out. So it's kind of faded out, but and she's kind of 1920-ish with her bobbed hair. And so I figured I would add her. And she can be a page too. Let's see. I think I'm going to put her over here. Yeah. I'm short. Oh, wait a minute. Timmy. Let's have a piece of Timmy wallpaper here. And I could put some washi tape. Ooh. Does that look awful? No, I think that's kind of. Or I can, what I do with the. I don't know. I think I'll come back to this page and I'll go ahead with the pages that I have stuff like her. Isn't she gorgeous? Estelle. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I'm going to put washi tape here, and this is a dance program. Let's see if I can't move myself up here a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm looking. And I cut off the bottom, and I'm going to yeah, I will. I'm going to, and this is going to go like so. And then this will be a pocket, and washi tape's going here. Or maybe this. Ooh, I like that. That looks pretty. And this goes here. Yeah, I like that. I think I'll use that. I'll stick that there. And then this will be a pocket. Okay, Angie. Did I have something else? Okay. Yeah, that should work, right? Let me glue that there, and I'll leave the white border on it. I mean, I thought I had gotten, I thought I had all the pages covered, but I must have missed it. I've got plenty of stuff I can print out. And I want to have like journaling cards and envelopes and, you know, do a little bit of like Ava bohemian crafting-ish kind of stuff. And again, I want to do fancy, you know, do a lot of trim work on the edges. And we'll stick this down. I just love this type of art, don't you? It's just so cool. Look at the lines and that was a wild time to be alive, that's for sure. And then all of a sudden, someone just came and turned the lights out. Stock crash. People were, you know, the World War I was over. And they said, you know, the war to end all wars, which it wasn't, but people were just had a whole different attitude about life, and women just weren't going to sit in the back of the, you know, they fought for and got the right to vote. And there was prohibition, and you got all the gangsters, Al Capone and Elliot Ness. Must have been just wild, huh? I've got some great photos and cartoons and stuff too. That'll go on these pages. Again, all I'm doing here is just building up the back of the. Yeah, and it was roaring, that's for sure. Okay. And then I'm going to use a little glitter glue and stick that here and make that a pocket. I should have really stitched around that, but I should have done that. I never thought about that. It's too late now. I could have stitched around all these pages, things that I'm gluing down, but it's all right. I haven't made a journal in a long time. There, we have a nice little pocket. See? And I think this is perfect. This is the perfect piece of ephemera to go in this pot. Oh my gosh. I don't know, maybe I did that on purpose. But see this woman and her hairdo? And look, wave your hair at home. This is an ad for how to wave your glorious waves at home. And priceless. So I'm going to stick that right in there. And her hair kind of go together. Ha 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 ha. I'm rather happy about that. That kind of looks cool. That page is kind of done. Yeah. Let's fold this up. Mm-hmm. People started flying. I mean, commercial airlines started up. That must have been scary. And this will go here. I have washi up here. Huh. I can stick that. Oh, I guess I have to. All right, I'll put some. I think I do have some washi here. Actually, I could. No, I got one. I have washi. Oh, I have some kind of. It's got some gold on it, but it's kind of maroony. I might stick that there. Let's glue this down. And this glue sticks. There's a lot of. I like the little glue sticks, but you run through them. They run out so quickly. And this stuff is sticky. I know you want to have sticky glue sticks. It would be. See, do I get that? Yep. Do this. Maybe I need something thinner. Thinner strip. Because my washi tape is buried. Let's see. Ooh, how about? It's got like little birds. Let's see, what's this? This has got text on it. Twilight monkey ladybug. No, I don't think so. Twilight ladybug. No, I don't think that's going to work. I like these little geese. Stick those across there. I'm a sucker for washi tape. I really don't have that much though. And we'll stick that. Let's see. These are like flying little geese. Because I can't find the. Come on, come on. Oh, don't you hate that when you can't find the. Because I can't see. My new prescription sucks. They made the glasses so tight on my bridge that it hurt, and my top of my nose was just raw. So I kind of loosened it because now since I've loosened it, I can't see. I know I have to go back. Okay, that's kind of nice because that's unobtrusive. It's there, but it's just a little strip of birds. Let me show you. This is the book, Deb. Eyes on the Prize, Viking. And that's the book that I'm using. And okay, Beck, thanks for being here. Yes, and they were all smoking on the planes. That's right. Oh my gosh. And then they decided to have a smoking section. So the smokers, I don't know, sat in the back of the plane or the front of the plane, like that was going to help. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yep. And they had smoking sections in the movie theaters. That's right. And this is going to be a flippy. The Vitafer, the greatest of all tonic foods, is all British milk proteid enriched by the addition of nerve-restoring phosphorus. Try it for the brain fag, exhaustion, dyspeptic, loss of weight, etc. Price within the reach of all. From chemists in tins. And there you go. This is obviously British. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this is one of the ladies. This is from the Graphics Fairies images. And he's going to go here. Vitafer, the greatest Vitafer. Brain fag. They like fog. You see, this is where I screwed up when I was tearing the pages out. You're supposed to put a page aside, right? Take a page and put it over here. Then you tear out a bunch of pages, and then you take another page and you glue those together, right? So you don't see all of this. And that's what I means when I was telling you that I messed up gutting the book. That's the mistake I made. And it didn't dawn on me until much later, the screw up. But that's what I was talking about. If I had done it correctly, then you wouldn't have seen this. But I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is, right? But that's what I was referring to. Towards the end, I have that, eureka moment, like, duh. And I'm looking at this. I'm going, this is awful. What am I going to do with this? And it didn't dawn on me, literally, until I was almost done gutting the book, what I had done wrong. But it's okay. It's my journal. I don't think anybody's ever going to see it. And a little masking tape covers up the no-no, the boo-boo, so to speak. Stick that right there. What happened to my lady? She was just here. Oh, there she is. She's so elegant. You really had to be skinny. To have the look, so to speak. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to leave those white edges on. That's okay. Just glue it down. Glue her down. Right. No one's ever going to see it. Except you guys. And you're going to suffer through me making it. Making the ephemeras. I should dig out and make a copy of, I have my grandfather's discharge papers from the World War I. And they were handwritten. I mean, there was a form, but the guy said he was a fine gentleman or something like that. You know, he added some comment about the. Yeah, he was gassed at the Battle of the Somme. He ended up with emphysema. And he lied about his age. Come on, Ian. Please get it down. And it should work, right? When you get it down in one corner, it should work its way out. There. He was an upholsterer by trade. My grandfather was. I have a chair here that he did a needlepoint cover for. And I have their desk. You remember the desk? Deb is the one that told me there was, Deb is the one, I was talking about the desk one day in chat, and Deb said, you know, it's got a secret compartment. And I said, no way. And she said, yes way. And sure enough, she described exactly where the secret compartment was in this desk. And I went over there because I was very skeptical. And sure enough, there was a secret compartment on either side. It's a drop-down leaf desk. And on either side, it's got little slots at the top, you know, and little drawers. And on either side, there's like, doesn't look like anything, but there's little boxes that are curved. And sure enough, they came out. And do you remember that, Deb? I don't know whether you remember revealing the secret compartment in my desk. And you must have had the same desk, but I was shocked. I said, no. And she said, yep, go over. And I did. And they were there on either side. Yes, that's true. You taught me a lesson. Now I believe everything you say. Yes, I do. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do. It's so true. I was shocked. I was hoping to find something in there, you know. No, there was nothing in there. I thought maybe my grandfather had hidden some cash or silver dollars or something, but there was nothing in there, just empty secret space. I just, let's see. It's amazing when you glue something, you figure I've got it glued every which way, and you don't. I think she's gorgeous. Oh, wow. The only thing I found in this desk was I did find a receipt for like a postal order. And I made a copy of it. And it's because it's like true ephemera. Look at this. I'm already all smudged up. Ugh. I won't throw out the baby wipe the next time. I like that spread. That's a neat spread. And then we'll put Vitafur on there. And Vitafur, he can get all healthy for her, right? He's going to feel, he's going to be all invigorated and ready to be sexy for her. The Invitafur tonic. Oh, okay. No, mine's still the original, mine hasn't been painted, but it's got the clawfoot, the clawfoot feet. I don't know. The ball and claw, like, and it's got 3 drawers and then the drop down. And I remember it was in my grandparents' living room when they lived in Rhode Island when I was a kid. And then when they moved later on, until my father took them in. Well, they bought a house that was a mother-daughter house. And they lived upstairs. How about that for some wild wallpaper? And that I put another piece of this in earlier in the book, right? And that came out of that book that I bought. And this came from, I'll show you that book if I can find it, but I can't. It's here somewhere. You know how you get stuff that piles up? I think I should put this. Oh, I was going to do something over here that was here. I was going to do this and then do washi here. All right. Okay. That was the plan. Okay, I'll stick this over here. I think I should take some off each. Let's do this. My magic way of measuring. Okay. Claw feet. That's what I was trying to. Oh, okay. Claw feet. That's the terminology I was trying to think of. And I don't know. I'm sure if I search somewhere, see where I did that. Oh God, I'm so stupid. There must be some, mark on it somewhere where it was made. Maybe it's on the back of it, where it was made. Well, they lived in Rhode Island, as long as I can remember. And then they bought a little house in Sayville, which is out on Long Island. And then my father bought a mother-daughter house. So they lived in an apartment upstairs. And my father's father lived with us downstairs. So I lived with an extended family. Mom's parents upstairs and my grandfather, my father's father, downstairs. My father took his father in and my mother's parents in. He was a kind-hearted man, even though he didn't appear to be that. But he, I'm looking back now, obviously, and thinking, wow, people just don't do that anymore. And I felt bad in thinking about it. My younger brother literally had 5 adults telling him what to do. So that must not have been easy. Oops. All right, that's going to go there. Should probably, yeah, I'm going to get rid of the white because I can. Because I got that gold trim. I'm going to cut this. I'm not real good at ripping when you have such a little bit. I'm not a good ripper. Of your childhood at home? Uh-huh. Well, I've often talked about my father's father. He was a grumpy guy. And I don't, I look back on what my mother, had to tolerate. And we didn't live in a very big house initially when he moved in. And as a matter of fact, my older brother had to share a bedroom with him. And it was a tiny little bedroom. And they slept in bunk beds, my brother on the top bunk bed and my grandfather on the bottom bunk bed. So it was tight quarters. And my dad would get up and go to work, in the morning, and my mom was at home, right? And with grandpa. And grandpa, obviously, I'm thinking back now, there was no place for him to go. I mean, he had to sit in the living room. But he sat in the living room, and my friends were afraid to come in the house because he was always kind of scowly, frowning and scowly. I don't think he liked me much. He liked my little brother a lot because I could be totally wrong, right? So it was tight quarters. And my brother, who was an adult, he was like 25, 26. I don't know. I can't remember why he was living at home. Something, I guess, something happened that he had to come back. Or maybe he was just out of the Marines. I don't remember. But they shared a bedroom, and it was a tiny bedroom. I bet you that room was maybe 10 by 10 with bunk beds. And then we had a fire on Christmas Eve morning. And the fire started in my brother's bedroom. And I don't know where my grandfather was when that happened. Maybe he was visiting. Oh, maybe he was down visiting his relatives. He had some relatives that were in Florida. Well, that's not good. That's crooked, but I'll just trim that. My brother had to, what are we doing? My brother had to work Christmas Eve, right? And my mother had a party the night before. And my mother had moved dining room chairs and everything into his bedroom. And he had an overstuffed like rocking chair in his bedroom. And this bedroom had oak ceilings. And the best that they can figure out, when he made his bed, he must have he knocked over a sun lamp that fell face down into this overstuffed rocking chair. And it caught the chair on fire. And then from the chair, the curtains caught on fire. And then the curtains, and then the oak ceiling caught on fire. Now, meanwhile, my brother's in the kitchen, which is right off the bedroom, and he hears crackling, and he's frying some eggs. And at first he thinks his eggs, but the crackling was too loud for that. So he went and he cracked open the door to his bedroom, and he realized the room was engulfed in flames. It's Christmas Eve morning. It's probably about 25 degrees, 27 degrees out. And my brother stuttered. And I still remember, I was about 10 years old. I remember him running down the hall going, Dad, the house is on fire. And of course, we all jump up, and I throw on a raincoat. I get my younger brother, who is 7 years old, and I bundle him up, and we had a volunteer fire department, and those guys were phenomenal. They came in and they knocked down the fire. I mean, the Christmas tree was up. Everything was ready for Christmas. And we had like a Florida room that had jalousied windows and then storm windows on. I remember them going and taking the storm windows down and bringing a big fan in to blow the smoke out. They got that fire down. They contained it to that room. That's how quickly they responded. Get out, Kathleen. Oh my God, how coincidental is that? Oh gosh, that is weird. That's creepy. Wow. Wowie, wow. And after that fire, my parents built a dormer because it was a 3-bedroom ranch with a finished basement. They built a dormer and upstairs. So there was 2 bedrooms and a bath upstairs. And so my grandfather ended up, living upstairs. That is weird. That is just weird. Yeah. But the Christmas tree wasn't damaged. The only thing was the bedroom. And my brother, God bless his soul, he was very, very handsome. I mean, drop dead gorgeous. And he was a real into clothes. And I remember him walking out after everything was settled. He walked out into the yard, and he was holding his beautiful cashmere overcoat that he must have spent a whole paycheck on. And the coat just had charged shoulders. The shoulders were black. And he may have had tears in his eyes. I do remember. The poor guy. And when he'd go out on a date, all you could smell was old leather. I think I may have been in my bare feet too. I know I threw a raincoat on, and I know I picked up my brother, carried him out, and we stood on the front lawn. And of course, the neighbors came and got my brother and I, and we went to their house. But that volunteer fire department, they were unbelievable. And they weren't really that close to us. Well, maybe 3 or 4 miles away. But they did one hell of a job. And because I think maybe later on in life, much later in life, I became a volunteer fire person. With a small rural volunteer fire department in New York where I lived. That's another whole set of stories. I can share with you some other day. I like folding that over. And then I have this here. And this came out of one of the booklets that I made a copy of. And then I'll put a piece of washi tape here. What do you think? I like it. I likes it. So I've got washi tape. Maybe this washi tape. Yeah. Let me glue. No, do I want to glue that down? Yes, this is going to go over that. And the washi tape is going to go under that. So maybe I should put the washi tape down first. Yes. Okay. Put a little glue here. Well, I'm glad I finally oh, so he let you go back and get them? Well, he should have gotten them. Or was that after the fire was out? Okay, I'm assuming. He wouldn't have sent you into an active fire to get your shoes. Were you in an area where you had a paid fire service or volunteer? Do you remember, Kathleen? New York City's finest. Okay. I was at Rochester General Hospital. I had had some major knee reconstruction surgery. And we lived 3 hours away, but I had to go that far to get the surgery done. I was in the hospital for a week, and I had to go back, I guess, to have the stitches removed. We were in the waiting room, and all of a sudden they come into the waiting room, and they say, "Everyone evacuate the building. Everyone evacuate the building." Okay, Kimberly. And it's like February, in Rochester. And let me just say, to say it was cold is an understatement, right? And, I hobble out. I'm on crutches. We hobble out, and they have us all standing outside. And apparently there was a fire in another area of the hospital. And I had left my bag when we left the waiting room. And that's made me think of it, because then the fireman, he didn't tell me I could go back and get it. He actually got it and brought it to me in the examining room. But I was no longer in the examining area for the orthopedic patients. I was in just a regular cubby hole. And the doctor didn't have the equipment that he really needed or wanted to remove the stitches. And the doctor that did the surgery didn't use standard stitches. He used a long piece of stainless steel wire and kind of wove it in between the wounds. So in order to remove it, he literally took a pair of needle nose pliers and just started pulling it, like wrapping it around the needle nose pliers. And then the wire broke. And then he had to, cut my leg open to grab the wire and to remove it. And there was a fire when I was 12. Oh my God. How scary, Deb. Oh my gosh. Look at all the fire stories we have. Oh my Lord. And the fire, it was like an electrical fire. They were doing some remodeling. So, and that they came out and made an announcement. They said, everybody leave, all your appointments are canceled. And my husband at the time basically went and said, no, you are not canceling this appointment. We live 3 hours away. And that's when they ended up removing my stitches. And in this ad hoc, little room that wasn't meant for that purpose, because he said, no, we don't live, we're not local. So they took care of us. Okay. I think, isn't this pretty? This is going here. I am thrilled with how much I got done. And yeah, this is going to be a fun book. I'm really happy. And you guys were so nice to keep me company while I did this. So I'm going to say good night. Auf Wiedersehen. Buenas noches. And all of that good stuff. And I will see you, Wednesday on Hub Day. I don't know what I'm doing Hub Day. I might be working on this. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing on Wednesday. But I do like Hub Day. I'm very happy with Hub Day. So good night, all. And I'm going to clean my fingers off so I can touch my computer without getting stuck to it. Wishing you a wonderful week. And again, if you can't be good, be careful. And be interesting and kind. All righty. Bye-bye. If I can get up here without, where's my mouse? Whoop, whoop, there it is. So long. Thank you again for being here.